Thanks for your support as a channel member, John Howell. Just a quick reminder, folks, for anybody who wasn't watching right at the very end of yesterday's video or maybe doesn't watch the Bourne series, as of today, our Christmas schedule begins. If you've not been around on the channel at Christmas before, what that basically means is I'm dropping down to one video a day for the next 2 weeks, 4 o'clock every day, and it will rotate back and forth between Non-League to Legend and Bourne. So today, obviously, you've got a Non-League to Legend video. Tomorrow will be Bourne. Monday, Non-League to Legend, etc., etc. We'll do that for the 2-week festive period, and then we'll figure out what the schedule is going to be in January, because I certainly don't think it's going to be 2 episodes a day, 7 days a week, because that'll kill me. That will kill me. Hello and welcome to Club 2, Part 10 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have 2 away games for you. We're away against Ipswich and Colchester, both in League One. Since you were last with me, we had a nice little run initially, because what we did is we changed our tactic up. We've actually changed from a direct counter-attacking system to a fluid counter-attacking system. It's all part of a long-term transition. The plan is we get back to the tiki-taka that we used to such great success early on with Kings Lynn, but we're getting there gradually. We don't want to go all the way back to... I remember when I first arrived at Bristol Rovers, I tried to be a smooth passing side initially, and we only managed to grind our way to safety when we switched that direct counter-attack, but I do gradually want to transition us back again. So we switched to a fluid counter-attack, and it led to 3 straight wins, and I thought everything was right in the world. But then it's led to 3 games without a win in the league, and maybe everything's not all right in the world after all. We're just a very, very inconsistent side at the moment, as you can see by the fact we're 12th in the league. We are a mid-table side. We're right in the middle. 23 points from the first 15 games. We're 5 points off the playoffs. We're 11 points clear of relegation. We're nearer to being a good team than a bad team, and I think that does show in our performances, but we are frustratingly inconsistent and still draw far too many games, probably because we're not attacking enough. If we were a little bit more attack-minded, we'd probably have a few more wins and probably a few more defeats on our record as well. There's not many teams around us, or there's no teams around us who've lost as few games as we have so far this season. So let's get things up and running with that Ipswich game then, and this is the team that we're playing in our... It's not even new now, we've been doing it for 6 or 7 matches. In our fluid counter-attacking system, we've got Bond in goal, a back four of Kingsley, Lennon, Kilgore and Brooking. Clark is the base of the midfield with Budd and Dreyer ahead of him. Garcia and Smythe wide with Humphreys up front. We're having a little bit of a few selection issues, mainly because of an injury to Harry Chapman, which messes things up completely. And also, we've had just general issues in the midfield with players not particularly playing well, which is why we've gone all the way back to Budd, who hasn't played for a little while. I think, it was the problem when I arrived, the midfield. I don't know that I fixed the problem yet. Even though Dreyer and Brown and Adshed all look like they should be very, very good players, the problem is I think they're all quite similar and they don't necessarily combine into being a good midfield together. I know this is where everyone's now going to call for Alfie Payne. Alfie Payne is a League 2 player. Let's have a look, see what Kingsland are up to. Football Manager's so fussy about me getting the spelling right. My word, they're 9th in League 2. Alfie Payne still captain. Maybe it's time to re-scout him. Get scout report. See, he's not the same Alfie Payne that we left behind. I cannot believe they're doing that well in that division with largely my players. That's basically the team that I assembled. Well, such a good manager. You're welcome, Jim Gannon, for me providing that for you. Let's get into this match. I really need a win today now, having seen that. I can't have them catch me up. If there's a chance they could get into the playoffs this year, we need to get into the playoffs this year. Right, we're the underdogs, etc., etc. Ipswich are one of the better teams in the division, I think, at least reputation-wise. They're not that far above us in the league, actually. So, although it's said that we are the underdogs, I'd like to think it's a game that should be fairly competitive. Smythe with the cross. Humphreys is there, but it's disallowed for offside. I want to have another look at that, please. And I know it always shows us anyway, which is handy. because it didn't look offside, but then obviously we can't, even from that angle, we can't see. So he probably was offside. There's the first argument we've had for a long time for using the 2D match view, because we'd have known for sure then. But maybe the game should have known to switch the replay to 2D for that one so that we can actually have a little look. And to be honest, for judging offsides, it would make a lot of sense. Is there a way to specify that, actually? I don't want all replays to be 2D, but for offsides, it would make an awful lot of sense for them to be shown 2D so that we can actually see them properly. But it looks like you can't specify different types of replay for different types of incident. Sports Interactive, if you're watching, and you should be, there you go. There's my feature suggestion for next year. People always ask me what I'd like to see in the game, and I never know. But that, along with picture-in-picture, I'm starting to develop a list. Kingsley now on the left-hand side, looking to get into a crossing position, cuts it back for Bud, who's in acres of space, and slams it into the top. It wasn't the top corner. It was the top half of the goal. No one ever describes it as the top half of the goal. He kicked it into the top half of the goal. It was a lovely finish, though, from Bud, who hasn't really had much in the way of a look in this season, having been quite a very regular starter for us last year at age 19, and I pinned a lot of my future hopes on him. I then went and signed 3 players in his position. He's fallen down the pecking order a little bit, and this is his first real opportunity of this season. And goodness me, has he taken it? Right, let's guard against complacency. Apologies as well for any weird noises my throat or nose are making. Not my talking, you monsters. I've got a cold again. It's like 2 weeks since the last one, which I thought I was over, but I think it's the whole going to Disneyland, being out in the cold all day, not getting much sleep for 2 days. I've stretched myself too thin, and I've just got a chesty thing going on again. So if you hear me panting and struggling to catch my breath, I'm not that unfit. I can't breathe through my nose at all, which is why I sound a bit nosy. But I can't breathe through my nose at all. So when I'm talking constantly for 5 minutes, I then gasping for breath, and it rattles. I've got the death rattle in my chest as well. So it's all good. That's we don't need to talk about it anymore. Your sympathy's much appreciated. I assume the comments are full of well wishes. Now get well soon, Kev. I'm sending you a honey and lemon tea. I'd rather have a coffee, thank you. I know honey and lemon's supposed to be good. I don't really like it. I don't really like tea. Right, Adshud's coming on for Dreyer, who was really poor in that roaming playmaker role. I don't know if we're going to stick with a roaming playmaker long term there, but I don't want a deep line playmaker because I don't want him to sit that deep. And everyone we've got seems better suited to roaming playmaker than advanced playmaker. I am tempted to maybe switch the playmaker to Clark and have that as a Mazzala like we did in the direct one, but then we've not got creativity a little bit further forward. So it's tricky knowing exactly what the right thing to do there is at the moment. And we're going to bring Smith on up front just to try and nick us a goal. Although, to be fair, and let's say get creative, a draw away at Ipswich is absolutely fine. Although it does then mean 4 games without a win. But I know a few people have said in the comments, Kev, this isn't you. You should be gung-ho attacking all the time. And I do agree to a point, but I think we're still quite I don't think we're a promotion-chasing side just yet. We still don't have a striker, for example, who's going to get loads of goals for us. I think there are still a lot of areas this team needs to be strengthened before we're a team that can go and attack away from home against the likes of Ipswich. So for now, I'm going to be happy with a draw in a game like this. Colchester away, which we've got coming up, even though, where are they? Where are Colchester in the league? I mean, to me, Colchester are a team that we should beat. Again, just doing it purely based on reputation, long-term history, even though they're just slightly below us, in the same way as Ipswich was slightly above us. I just feel like we should win that one. But, you know, we've avoided defeat. Avoiding defeat is always important, but we haven't yet won a league game in October. So it would be nice to pick up a victory against Colchester. Couple of changes for the Colchester game then. We've got Blast coming in at right back because Kilgore is suspended after accumulating yellow cards. So Brooking slots over to play at centre back where he's not particularly natural or comfortable in any of them. In fact, he is natural there. He's just not fully accomplished in any of the roles. What is the word for that? But Brooking slots over to centre back. Blass comes in at right back to continue his really poor partnership that doesn't work with Smythe. We've got 2 of those dotted lines again. How has it come to this? Brown comes in for Dreyer because Dreyer was really poor in that last game. Harry Chapman is fit enough to now return to the bench. Osho also fit enough to be on the bench, but a long, long way from match fitness. A few people have asked about why my bench is never match fit. I don't. Is there a setting? We need to talk about this. There must be a setting. We need to find it. Let me know if there's a setting. Because up until FM20, it would always ask me before an under-23s game, who do you want to play in it? And I'd go, yeah, him, until match fit, all that kind of stuff. Does it not do that anymore? I don't remember seeing any of those emails or having that. Has that changed how that works? Have I just missed how that works? Let me know. Let's get into the game. I just want to show you as well, this game. Colchester are playing in invisible kits, so we've got absolutely no way of knowing where their players are. We'll just see the ball dotting around the pitch, which I think is very unfair. So team talk wise, there you go. We owe Colchester after our last game. Excellent stuff. Always good to owe them. I am very much of a mind to push into a more attacking mentality as this game goes on. That can't be Colchester's home kit, by the way. What is going on? Why are they wearing that at home? Neither. We're both in our away kits. I don't understand. It's baffling. But I think as the game goes on, if we're not naturally taking a lead, then we are gonna push on. And I know we're scoring and I'm talking, but I'm also looking at the kits because neither of us are playing in the kits that it says we're playing in up there. What is going on with kits? Has anyone else noticed kit problems in FM20? Because that thinks we're playing yellow, but we've got the blue ones on there. But that's not our home shirt either. That's like a solid blue shirt, which I don't think we have a solid blue shirt. Is that our? Why would we have, when we play in blue and white as a home kit, why would our third kit be solid blue? Makes no sense. But Colchester are supposed to be in their invisible kits, and they're wearing something else as well, which I thought Colchester played in blue. So it's like Colchester are also wearing a third kit. I don't understand. The important thing, though, is 1-0 up at half-time, thanks to Garcia, so we don't immediately have to push on and go a bit more attacking, because we're already ahead in the game. Don't get complacent. Always my standard go-to team talk when we're ahead in a match. So as it stands at the moment, this puts us up to 11th, 2 points outside of the playoffs. We're not really focused or concerned with the playoffs. I'm just regularly having a little tentative look up there just to see what the situation is. Because if we're within sort of 5 or 6 points of the playoffs with 10 or 15 games to go, that's when you've got to feel like, ooh, there might be a little opportunity here. But until then, I'm very much just thinking this season is about establishing ourselves as a mid-table side. Next summer, we look to have another good summer like the one we've just had, even though obviously you haven't seen it if you didn't watch it when it first came out, because it's, at the time of recording, still not available. Thanks, YouTube. But we did have a good summer. If we can have another good summer, then we could be in a real position for a promotion push next year. That's my thinking. I just need to hope Kings Lynn don't catch up in the meantime, or else I won't be able to think for all the I told you so's coming out of the comments section. Right, it's now 1-1, and now with 25 minutes to go, I do need to be thinking in terms of let's go and try and win this football match, because although again, if we looked at the bookies' favourites for the game, Colchester at home are favourites. They're another mid-table side, so you've got to say an away draw here again is a good result for us. But that's then 5 games without a win, and it starts to look like ropey relegation form. I don't know what the right thing to do is. Right, what are we going to do? I want to get Chapman on. I think that's an obvious first substitution. Get Garcia back over that side. Chapman on, because he's our most dangerous attacking player. Plus, he's got a fantastic name. Humphreys has been useless, so I'm going to bring Smith on as well. I don't know what to do about strikers here. And I know we're not playing a very attacking system. We're going to go to balanced, I think. We're not playing a very attacking system, so you can kind of understand our strikers not scoring very many goals, but they just... It's obviously just a Bristol Rovers thing. They just don't ever look like scoring, even when they get good opportunities. And now we're behind in the game. And it's a game that we've controlled and then just given away 2 goals really close together. It's baffling. We're a better team than this. The players, what happened there? That he didn't even touch the ball to cross that. That's what I mean about invisible kits. So they've got their 11 proper players on, plus they've still got the ones in the invisible kits as well. Right, we're going attacking. I'm going to demand more as soon as I can. I think we also need to look to bring a more... We haven't got a more attacking change to make, because all of our midfielders are the same. They're all midfielders / defensive midfielders. I've brought this on myself. Demand more. Demand more. Demand more. Why can't I demand... There we go. Demand more. This would have to go down as a really, really poor result. Ugh. I mean, that substitution is not going to change the game. But I haven't got any more attacking players. Every time I try and sign a striker, they're useless. We don't... Oh, we've won a penalty against all odds, against the run of play. We have a 90th minute penalty and the chance to draw level in the game. And I would absolutely take a draw at this point. Dreyer, and of course, it's saved. And that says it all about our form at the moment. I give up. We just... What have I got to do? Why is it everywhere else I go in Football Manager, I'm successful, but for whatever reason, Bristol Rovers, for 2 years in a row, it's just been a curse. I can't get consistent good performances out of this club, but I don't know why. We'll be back in a couple of days' time, somewhere around, probably around Christmas. Let's do Christmas at Christmas. We'll be somewhere around here. I want to show you some home. I want to show you the game we might be able to win. So we'll probably be somewhere around here. Maybe home against Lincoln. Is that a game that we might be able to win? Maybe Boxing Day as well. Nice little Christmassy fixture. Maybe we'll go back to the direct counter-attacking, because this fluid counter-attacking, based on that form, it started well. It was a nice little change, because remember, we were in poor form before, and then we switched the tactic up. Everything looked good, and then just went to turd again. Maybe it's time to switch things up again. Maybe it's time for the tiki-taka. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.